Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We'll continue doing section 2.3 about evaluating limits in an analytical way or an algebraic way. What I will do in this video, we'll try to deal with the limit of different expressions, the rational, absolute value of the function or the expression contains absolute value and the greatest integer. Let us do these things. Now for the rational function. Let me explain what shall we do if I want to find the limit. It goes from right or left for the function. If I substitute by A, I have these four possibilities. Either a non-zero number over a non-zero, or 0 over a non-zero, or 0 over 0, or non-zero over 0. That's the only possibility we have. Okay. So, now, if I have non-zero over non-zero, these two cases, just you continue with the substitution. So what will be the answer? If we have non-zero over non-zero, if I assume the numerator is C and the denominator is D, so what will be the limit? As A goes from right or left, it will be C over D. Example, if you have x squared minus 3 over 3x minus 2. Now check the one from left or from right. If we substitute, you get what? You get minus 2 over, this is minus 3 minus 2 minus 5. So the answer is 2 over 5. That's it. That will be your answer. Minus 2, no, sorry. In the numerator is 3 minus 2, which is 1. Sorry for that. That's it will be minus 2 over 1, which is minus 2. Which will be minus 2. So that will be your answer. Now, if you have 0 over non-zero, the same thing. You just substitute 0 over a non-zero number, it will be 0. So the limit will be 0. Assume this one, square root of 3 from right. If we substitute, you have minus 3 plus 3 over 3 square root of 3 minus 2. So you have 0 over a number, so the answer will be 0. Okay. The answer will be 0. Direct substitution. Just we do substitution. Okay. Now if you have 0 over 0, and that's usually what we need to be careful about. I need to do factoring, simplifying. I need to change I cannot continue. So I need to change the way we write the function so that it will be back to one of the other three cases. So it will be either this case, or this case, or this case, after I rewrite the function. For example, you have x squared minus 1 over x minus 1. What you will do, this is, you cannot, if you substitute, you get 0 over 0. So you need to rewrite this in a different way, factoring, for example, in this case, 1 from the right, like what we did in the previous video, x plus 1 over x minus 1. So this is cancelled. So I get 2. Yeah, so we get the limit as x goes to 1 from right of this one, and we just substitute, we get 2. That's what will happen. So we need to rewrite this function in a way that you can do the limit, or it can be the last case. Okay. The third one, so you want to do the limit either from right or from left. It will be either plus infinity or minus infinity. I'm talking about from right or from left. Okay. Then what shall I do? You need to check now the sign. It will be infinity category. And by the way, this will be discussed in details in section 2.5. So now if you check at this one, 3 plus for this function, it is non-zero over 0. Non-zero number, it's 6 over 0. So it's in this category. So it's either, since the limit from right here, so if you have it from left or right, the answer should be plus or minus infinity. Now, 3 plus, check the sign. Now it is either infinity or minus infinity, since I'm doing the limit from right here. So check what will happen if I have 3 plus. I have 3 point something. So you have this is positive if we substitute, and this one is positive. So positive or positive, and I know the answer should be infinity. So the answer should be 6 times infinity, which is infinity. Here I'm getting infinity. Now, if I'm doing 2x over x minus 3, but now from left, 3 from left, what will happen? Now be careful. It's still 6 over 0, so I'm getting the either plus or minus infinity since I'm doing it from left. So I have checked now the sign. If we substitute 3 from left, like 2.999, you get still this is positive. 2.99 minus 3, this will be negative. So the answer is minus infinity. The answer will be minus infinity. Here we have plus infinity, but here we have minus infinity. So what will be the limit? In this case, as this goes to 3, since one is plus infinity, the other one is minus infinity, so I'm getting what? Does not exist. I'm getting does not exist. Let me just do more with this. I have 4 cases. Now, if the limit as this goes to a, as goes to a from right, for the function equal the limit as goes to a from left, and they are plus or minus infinity. They are, let me say, only plus infinity. They are infinity. That means the limit as this goes to a of f of x equal infinity. Now, if the limit, let me write it here, sorry for that. If the limit as this goes to a from left equal the limit as it goes to a from left is from right, and both of them is minus infinity, so that means the limit as it goes to a will be minus infinity. So if both right and left goes to infinity, so the limit as goes to a will be infinity. If both they are as from left and right is equal to minus infinity, so the limit as goes to a is equal minus infinity. However, if one is going to infinity, the other one to minus infinity, so we say the limit here does not exist. I cannot say it's infinity or minus infinity. I must say does not exist. So if right and left agreed, either infinity or minus infinity, then the limit as goes to a, it will go to the same thing. But if they don't agree, one is infinity, the other is minus infinity, so the limit as this x goes to a will be does not exist. We'll say does not exist. Okay. Now this is about the rational function, and I think we cover some problems in the previous video. Like if sometimes we do factoring, we do rationalizing, simplifying. Okay. Now let us deal with the absolute value. What shall we do if we have the absolute value? The first things to do is to get rid of the absolute value. So now how to get rid of the absolute value? We know that absolute value of any expression will be the same expression if x is positive minus x if x is negative. Let me do it, say it for any expression, for any f of x, it will be f of x if f of x is positive, all of it, and minus f of x if f of x is negative. So we'll check inside the absolute value. We'll check the things inside the absolute value. If it is positive, we take it out as is. If it is negative, we'll take it out as is, multiplied by minus. That we will do. So the first thing to do, you need to get rid of the absolute value. So now if you notice in this one, to get rid of this absolute value, you need to check the x. Now, if we substitute, you will get 0. If we substitute and the things inside the absolute value is 0, you need to check it from left and right, because maybe there will be a difference which make a change. Okay, from right of this one, Okay, now if you check 0 plus, which is 0.001, put it inside, that will give you a positive value. So I can take it out as x. Substitute, you get 0. Now, if I do limit, as this goes to 0 from left, I'm dealing with what? And now I'm doing 0 from left means minus 0.001. So this will be a negative value. So when I take it out with a minus sign, with a minus x. Now substitute, we are getting the same answer, 0 in this case. So that means limit x goes to 0. Let me do it in the okay. So that means limit x goes to 0 for absolute value of x will be 0 because right equal to left. Okay. Let us do the same for this problem. Okay, let us see what will happen. Now we substitute the 0. I'm getting 0. So I need to check from left or right. So do this from right. The first things we need to get rid of the absolute value for do any other step. Okay. So if you put the 0 plus, this one will be positive, like what we did here. So it will be limit x goes to 0 from right, x over x. Still, I did not do the limit. Huh? Now I can simplify it. X over x. I can simplify it, and that will be 1. Now it's just a constant, so the limit will be 1. Now, if I want to do the limit, this goes to 0 from left for the same expression. Oh, be careful here. Now, this one will be negative. Since x goes to 0 from left means minus 0.001. So to get rid of the absolute value, it will be minus x over x. Now you need to simplify this one, and they will get what? Minus 1. So that means what? This limit is minus 1. So what will be the limit? As this goes to 0 for this one. Does not exist. Why? Because right is equal to 1, left is equal to minus 1. So the limit does not exist. So to deal with the absolute value, first I need to get rid of the absolute value. And then do the calculation. This one. I want x goes to minus 4 from left. Minus 4 from left. What is my first step? I need to get rid of the absolute value. Now, if x goes to minus 4 from left, means x is what? Just because it's minus 4 and this minus plus, sometimes it make a confusion. So x, which I will choose, it will be something like this. So I'll choose x minus 4.001. Okay. Now, what will be x plus 4? X plus 4 will be minus 0.001. So it's a negative one. This is negative. Okay. So the things inside the absolute value, as we said here, we check the things inside the absolute value. It is positive, take it as is. Negative, take it as is, multiply by minus. So when I take it outside, now I did not do anything. I want to get rid of x plus 4. So that will be x plus 4. Don't forget, I need a minus sign outside. Now I'll repeat it. X goes to minus 4 from left. X goes to minus 4 from left. So I am around here, minus 4.001. At 4, and I have minus 0.001. So that means what? Yeah, so that means the thing inside the absolute value is negative. Okay, so when I take it out, I take it as is, multiply by a minus sign. Multiply by a minus sign. Now we just continue. That will limit x goes to minus 4 from left. What is this? This is cancelled with this. I'm getting minus 1, and the answer is minus 1. And the answer is minus 1. Now, let me do this one. It goes to 0 from right. First, I need to get rid of the absolute value. So what will be the things inside the absolute value? These things will be positive. So I get rid of the absolute value. If it goes to 0 from right, 1 over x minus 1 over x. That will be my first step. Then now I don't do any calculation. Just I get rid of the absolute value. Since the things inside the absolute value is positive, since it goes to 0 from right, then I take it out. Now I do the calculation. Yes, 1 over x minus 1 over x, this is 0. Then now I did not apply the limit. Now the limit of a constant, it will be 0. So that will be my answer. So what shall I do with the absolute value? Get rid of the absolute value. This is your first step. And then do the calculation. Okay. Now let us check this one. Yeah. If you look, he's just checking x goes to f from right and from left. And he wanted to see what will happen. Okay. So I need to do, yeah, it seems to me, I need to do limit x goes to 2 from left for g of x. What will happen? And I need to do limit x goes to 2 from right and see what will happen. Okay, let us do these things. So that will be limit x goes to 2 from left for this function. Yeah, my first step is what? Get rid of the absolute value. I need to get rid of the absolute value. Okay, so the things inside the absolute value. If I have 2 from left, what's the meaning of 2 from left? So I can take x 1.999. Plug it there, it's a negative thing. So when I get rid of the absolute value, let me write x here. 2 from left, so I take 1.99. I don't want to go far. So this is, I can factor it, the numerator. It will be x plus 3, x minus 2, over this one. Since it's negative, when I take it out, I have minus x minus 2. Now, what I will do, now do the calculation. This is cancelled. Substitute. You get what? Minus 5. Okay, now let me do the one from right. The same one from right. That will be limit x goes to 2 from right for the same function. Yeah, but now be careful. Now, what is the value which I will take? I want 2 from right. It means I will take x like 2.001. So what will happen here inside? With a different color. What will happen here? That will be positive. 2.001 minus 2, it will be a positive 5. So when I get rid of the absolute value, I take it as is. This one, I just factor it over as is, x minus 2. Now, let me complete the calculation. This is cancelled. I'm getting what? 5. So from left, I'm getting minus 5, and from right, I'm getting 5. So that means the limit of g of x goes to 2 does not exist. Because right, not equal to left. Yeah. What shall I do? My first step, get rid of the absolute value. So we want to get rid of the absolute value. That will be x goes 0 from right. So this thing is negative. So that will be 1 over minus x plus 1 over x. Plus 1 over x. Before I do the limit, let me complete the calculation. Minus 1 over x, this is minus 1 over x plus 1 over x, which is 0. So that will be 0, and the answer is 0. That will be my answer. Okay? This one. My first step, get rid of the absolute value. So now, these things, 2 from left. So we have 1.99 minus 2, that will be negative. These things, 2 from right, that will be positive. So this limit, the first one, it will be minus x minus 2 over x minus 2. The second one, it will be the same. Since it's positive, it will go out as is. So that will be limit is goes to 2 from left. This is -1 plus limit is goes to 2 from right. This is 1. And the answer is -1 plus 1, which is 0. That will be my answer. This one, what is my first step? Get rid of the absolute value. So x equal -3. When it is minus, you need to be careful. Huh? This is -3 from left. So I'm here, which is -3.001. Plug it here. You get what? A negative value. So when you take it out, I took it. First, I need to factor this one. That will be x minus 4, x plus 3. What about this one? Since it's negative, I need minus x plus 3. Don't forget, for the absolute value, if you have a function, check the function. If it is positive, take it as is. Negative inside the function, the absolute value of a function. Negative, take it as is, multiply by minus. Okay, so now this will be cancelled. Do the calculation. You have what? -3 minus 4 over -1, and the answer is 7, which is this. Okay, f of x equal this, and the limit is goes to 4 exists. Then he put a b somewhere. He wanted to find the values of b. Okay, what's the meaning of this? That means limit x goes to 4 from right equal limit x goes to 4 from left. And this is the piecewise function, so I can do now the calculation. Limit x goes to 4 from right. If I am from right, means I am here. So I do the function, which is the first one. It's just a polynomial. You can substitute. You get what? 4 minus b squared. Okay. Now check the limit. X goes to 4 from left. So I'll take which one? I'll take this one, the whole. The x goes to 4 from left for this 3 minus x minus 1 over x minus 4. Okay. Now, if I take x goes to 4 from left, x goes to 4 from left, so 3.999. Plug it here. It will be positive or negative? It will be negative. It goes to 4 from left, like 3.999. 3 minus 3.99, it will be a negative value. So I take it out as, is multiplied by a minus. So it will be minus 3 minus x minus 1 over x minus 4. Now complete the calculation. You get what? X minus 4, huh? X minus times minus, that x minus 3 minus 1, x minus 4 over x minus 4. So that's equal 1. Okay, but he said the limit exists. So that means what? That means right is equal to left. But this is the right and this is the left. Now I can find the value of b. So I have 4 minus b squared equal 1. Take the square root. 4 minus b equal plus or minus 1. So b equal 4 minus plus 1. So b equal 3 or b equal 5. And this is our answers. Okay, 3 and 5. Okay. X goes to 2, if f of x equals 7. X goes to 2 for g of x equals 3. He wants you to find this. Okay. So I have the absolute value. I need to get rid of this. Now, if I check left or right, let me do it here. Limit is goes to 2 from right of absolute value x minus 2. Just I took it aside. That will be what? We get rid of the absolute value. That will be x minus 2. That is 0. Now, I need to check limit. It goes to 2 from left. Actually, it will be the same since it's going to 0. Limit x goes to 2 from left. minus x minus 2. When you substitute, you get what? 0. So this limit 0. This limit given, it's 3. This limit is 7. So now I can't distribute the limit. So it will be limit. It goes to 2. Yeah, of this over limit x goes to 2 of this one minus limit. Since all limits exist, so I can't do distribution. I have no problem. I can distribute also there. Let me do it quickly. So that will be square root 2. What is the limit of f of x? 7 over. This is, we did it. So that means the limit x goes to 2 is 0. Since right is 0 or left equals 0, that will be 0 minus g. What's the limit of g? 3 square. So that will be square root of 9, which is 3 over minus 9, and that's minus 1 over 3, which is this one. Okay. Yeah. Now we said to get rid of the absolute value. Yeah. Let me state something here. Now, in all the previous examples, when I check the things inside the absolute value, it's 0, but I need to check left or right. Huh? So if that is the case, you need to check left or right. So let me just try to explain something here. If I want to do limit, x goes to a of f of x. There are two cases. F of x, f of a, not equal to 0. No need to do left and right. Limit from left and limit from right. Do it once. F of a equals 0. Check limit from right and limit from left. And that's what the previous examples, all of them. Look at this. When you substitute inside, you get 0. So I'm checking left. No, not this one. Like in this one. When you substitute inside, as this goes to 2, so I'm dealing with 2, it's 0. So you need to check left and right. In this one, when you substitute inside, you get 0. So you need to check left and right. Actually, this is one left. This one left. No, this one. Actually, this is also left. Yeah, this one, I need to check left and right. Huh? This one, when you check inside, is 0. So if you check inside, it's 0, you need to check left and right. If it is not 0, like in this case, no need to check left and right. You do it once. So a check. Now this goes to 0. Because if x goes to 0 from right or from left, that will not be changed. Huh? If you get 0 plus, like 0.001 times 3, which is 0.003 minus 1, that is negative. If you check 0 left, it is minus, for sure it's negative. That's the main point. But if you check f of a equals 0, then left and right will make a difference. The things inside will be positive or negative. So I get it outside, I take it a negative or positive. But now, if the things inside is not 0, left and right will not make a change about their sign. And check here. As x goes to 0, the answer is 1, so it's positive. So now I can get rid of the absolute value without checking left and right. We'll do it once. So I have limit. X goes to 0. This is negative, so minus 3x minus 1. This one, don't forget the minus sign. 3x plus 1 over 2x. Now do the calculation. Limit x goes to 0. You have what? Minus 3x plus 1 minus 3x minus 1 over 2x. That will be limit. X goes to 0. This is cancelled. Minus 6x over 2x. I can continue. That will be x with x. I have minus 3. So the answer is minus 3. And that is my answer. Now check the things inside. If I put half inside, actually I need half from left. Okay, so I'll do it once. Okay, now how to check this one? You want to do the limit? Yeah, I want to check the absolute value of x. I want to check this, positive or negative. If x goes to half from left, yeah, what you will do? I think my first step is to do some simplification. Have x squared to x minus 1. Okay, that will be absolute value of x squared, absolute value of 2x minus 1. This is always positive since it's a square. When I say x goes to half from left, so we take x is what? X goes to half from left. It means I take x less than 0.5. Take x 0.4999 something. If you plug it here, 2 times 0.499, it will not reach 1. So these things will be negative. So all of this should be negative. I wish it's clear. So, as I said, the first thing to deal with the absolute value, get rid of the absolute value. Okay. Now I get rid of the absolute value. I'm sure in no. This one, 2x minus 1. But this one will be minus 2x cubed minus x squared. Why? Because I'm sure the things inside the absolute value is a negative value, so I take it out with a minus sign. Okay, as x goes to half from left, huh? Now I do the calculation. That will be limit goes to half from left. I have 2x minus 1 minus x squared, 2x minus 1. This is cancelled. And you have what? 1 over minus 1 over 2 square, which is 1 over 4. So it go up, so it's minus 4. That will be my answer. Okay. I wish it's clear. This one, the same idea. It goes to minus from left. I need to check these things, positive or negative. Okay. I can do this. X squared plus 3x. And that absolute value x plus 3. Now, this will make a difference. This will make a difference. The previous one, since I have x squared, that always will be non-negative. Huh? But in this one, no. It will be either positive, either negative. So now I check x equal. X goes to minus 3 from left. So I take x minus 3.001. Now plug it. You have what? This will be negative. This minus 3.001 plus 3, also this one is negative. So the total, negative times negative, will be positive. Everything should be positive inside the absolute value. So now I get rid of the absolute value. Limit. X goes to minus 3 from left. I take it as is. X squared plus 3x over 2x squared plus 5x minus 3. Now I do the factoring and then I do the cancellation. Minus 3 from left. You have x plus 3 over 2x. Yeah, we need 5. Yeah, 2x minus 1, x plus 3. Yeah, 6x minus x, 5x, 2x squared minus 3. Correct. Now cancel this, substitute, you get minus 3 over minus 1 minus 7. So the answer is 3 over 7, which is this. So what is my first step? Get rid of the absolute value. Okay. Now the same thing. So my first step to get rid of the absolute value. Since the limit from right, then no need to do more. Actually, this should be in 2.5, but it's okay. I can't do it. Now I check this inside. This goes to 1 from right. So it's 1.00 something. 1 minus 1.00 square, that will be negative. This is my first step. Get rid of the absolute value. Now we do the calculation. There is no absolute value here, so no need to do anything. So I have limit. That will be limit. X goes to 1 from right. This is negative, so I get rid. It's minus 1 minus x squared. I take it out, multiply by minus. I put the rest as is. Now do the calculation. You have what? Minus 1 plus x squared minus x cubed plus 1 over x minus 1 square. This is cancelled. So I have limit. X goes to 1 from right. I can take x squared common factor. I have 1 minus x over x minus 1 times x minus 1. Yeah, so this is cancelled with this. I have a minus sign. So that will be limit. X goes to 1 from right minus x squared over x minus 1. Okay, so what will happen here? I have non-zero over 0. We substitute non-zero over 0. So that will be which case? If you look at the rational function, that will be this case, non-zero over 0. Since I'm doing it from right or from left, so it will be either infinity or minus infinity. Let us see. Yeah. Now, check the sign. 1 plus, that will be negative value. This one will be positive because of the minus sign. 1 plus, it will be 1 square. 1.001 squared, it will be positive. With the minus sign, it will be negative. 1.001 minus 1, that will be positive. So I have negative or positive, that will be minus infinity. So that will be my answer. Okay, that will do things with the absolute value. So what is the main idea? We'll check inside. If it is non-zero, no need to do left and right. If it is 0, need to do left and right. And what to do with the left and right? You do it. You check the things inside from right or from left. If it is positive, take it as is. If it is negative, take it as is, multiply by minus. And the same thing if it is not left or right. First, but no need to do it from left to right. We'll do it once, like what happened in this case. And then do the calculation. Sometimes to check the things inside the absolute value, positive or negative, it needs some manipulation or some calculation. Okay, I wish it's clear. That will finish what we did about the absolute value. Okay, now let me go to the greatest integer function. Greatest integer function. So what is the greatest integer function? This is what the meaning of greatest integer function. Greatest integer of x is you need to check all values less than or equal to x. You take all values less than or equal to x, find the integers who are less than or equal to x, and take the largest one of these ones. This is the meaning of the greatest integer function. Okay. So greatest integer of 4, what are the integers? Less than or equal to 4. So I have 4, 3, 2, 1, and so on. What is the largest? 4. 4.8. What are the integers? Less than or equal 4.8 integers. I have 4, 3, 2, 1, blah, blah, blah. Then I will take the largest, 4. By, which is 3.14. What is the integers? 3, 2, 1, and so on. Square root of 2, which is 1 point something. So that will be 1, 0, minus 1, and so on. Minus half. Be careful with the minus. What will be the integers? Less than or equal minus half. Now, when you do the line, it will be very clear. This is minus half. What's the integer? Is less than or equal minus half. It will be minus 1, minus 2. I want the largest, so I take minus 1. And this is the graph of that integer function. The Grace integer, as x goes to an integer, the Grace integer of x as goes to integer does not exist. It's very clear from the graph, because if you go to the right of 3, to the right of 3, it will be here. So the answer will be 3. To the left of 3, it will be here, will be there. So that will be 2. So check the limit as it goes to 3 from right for the guess integer of x. Right means 3.001. Plug it here. What's the integer? Guess integer, it will be 3. But if you do x goes to 3 from left, so what value I will try? 2.99. So what's the guess integer? Will be 2. Because if you put 2.999, what are the integers less than or equal to 2.999? 210 and so on. Largest one will be 2. So the limit as goes to 3 for the Grace integer of x does not exist. Actually, we can do it now for any integer n. For any integer n. From left, it will be n minus 1. I'm talking about the function Grace integer of x, huh? Nothing here. No product, no addition, nothing, huh? So what will be the x goes to n from left? 3 from left, it will be less than 1. It's not 3, it's 2, which is 3 minus 1, and so on for any n. But from right, it will be the same value, 3. So if n is an integer, what will be the Grace x? What is the limit of the Grace integer of x as it goes to n? Does not exist, because left not equal to right. However, if a is not an integer, when you plug it, you get the things. This is not an integer. خلاص. Just you will do the Grace integer function. No need to do left and right. You get the answer. Everything exists, and you just do the answer. And this can be extended for any linear function. Linear function. Where f of x is a linear function. So check inside. If it is an integer, do the calculation. For example, 1 minus 5x. We want to check x goes to half. Substitute. So my f of x is 1 minus 5x. What is f of half? 1 minus 5 over 2, which is 2 over minus 3 over 2. So this is integer or non-integer? Non-integer. So I am in this case. So what will be the Grace integer of this one? What will be the limit? Sorry. What will be the limit as this goes to half of the Grace integer? 1 minus 5x. You just plug it. It will be Grace integer minus 3 over 2. And that minus 3 over 2, which is minus 1.5. So the answer is minus 2. The answer is minus 2. Yeah. Let me just give more space. Because I want to do the next one, which is Grace integer limit x goes to 1. Grace integer 1 minus 5x. Okay. Now, what is my f of x? 1 minus 5x. What is f at 1? 1 minus 5 times 1, it's minus 4. This is integer. So, what shall I do? If it's an integer, you need to check left and right. Right and left, or left and right. You cannot do, they will not be the same. So you need to do left and right. But let us be sure. Limit x goes to 1 from right. Be careful now. Yeah. If x goes to 1 from right, what will happen? I take x 1.001, 1.001, multiply by 5, you get 5.005. Multiply by minus, that will be minus 5x, which is minus 5.005. Add 1, you get what? 1 minus 5.00, which is minus 4.0005. Okay. Now, what will be the greatest integer of this? That will be minus 5. So the answer is minus 5. That will do this one. Okay. Now we'll do the limit. It goes to 1 from left for the same function. Okay. I want to do x as 1 from left. So I start with x equal what? Less than 1. 0.9999, something like this. Yeah. Okay, multiply by 5. 5 times this, it will not reach 5. It will be 4.9 something. It will not reach 5. Multiply by minus, that will be minus 499 something. Add 1, that will be minus 3.99 something. Okay. Now, what is the greatest integer of this? It will be minus 4. So the answer of this will be minus 4. So that means limit is goes to 1 of the greatest integer 1 minus 5x does not exist because left not equal to right. I wish it's clear. And this is, I think, is an easier way to do it. Let us do this one. X minus 2. I want to do x goes to 2 from left. Yeah, this will be easier of this one. So 2 from left, I took x 1.9999 something. What is x minus 2? That will be minus 0.001 something. Who cares? Huh? So what's the greatest integer? Will be minus 1. It will be minus 1. Actually, we know it from here. Yeah, it will be minus 1. Now, from right, what will happen if I take x goes to 2 from right? So I take x 2.001. That will be limit. X goes to 2 from right of this. Yeah. And first, by the way, and I check inside. I'm checking from left and right. Okay. Now, from right, it will be x minus 2 is 0.0001. So what's the greatest integer of this? 0. So what's the limit? It goes to 2? Does not exist because left not equal to right. Now, when it comes to 3.2, I want to find the limit. Do I need to do it from left and right? What I will do first, since it's a linear function, just substitute. So it will be f of 3.2. It will be 3.2 minus 2, 1.2. This is not an integer. خلاص. If it is not an integer, means I can do the calculation. So that will be the greatest integer of 1.2, which is 1. 3.2 minus 2 is 1.2, so that is 1. The same thing here. First, I'll check inside. This is my f of x. So check f at 2. It will be 2 over 2 minus 3 over 2. Sorry, minus 3 over 2. That will be 1 minus 3 over 2. That is minus half. This is integer? No, not an integer. So how to find the limit? Just plug it. So that will be the limit. X goes to 2 of the greatest integer of minus half. Actually, no need for the limit. خلاص, I'm getting the answer. You just substitute. And we substitute, we get minus half. And that will be minus 1. That's it. So if substitute, you get not an integer, that's it. Do the calculation. Same thing here. F of x, x over 2 minus 1. What is f at 1? Half minus 1, not an integer, which is minus half. Okay. So it's not an integer. So what will be the limit? It will be the greatest integer of minus half. which is minus 1, minus 0.5, so it will be minus 1. Okay. Now, now actually I need to do it from right, so do it right away. From right, so I take x 3.001. Be careful. Let me do it in details. Huh? If x equal 3.001. What is the greatest integer of x? Actually, I need to do greatest integer of x, greatest integer of minus x. Okay, I need to do the limit as it goes to 3 from right, the greatest integer of x. Be careful. Now, as it goes to 3 from right, this is 3.001. If you plug it, you get what will be the integer, greatest integer, 3. Now, if I do limit as goes to 3 from left, no, I'm doing it just from right. Limit as goes to 3 from right for this integer of minus x. Be careful here. Now, if x is 3.001, because I'm doing it from right, 3x.01, what will be minus x? It's minus 3.001. Now, plug it here. What will be the greatest integer of minus x? It will be minus 4. It will be minus 4 because it will be greatest integer of minus 3.001, which is minus 4. Okay, so this limit will be, for this one, it will be limit. I can distribute it because both exist. From right, it is 3, and this is the minus sign in the question, and this is minus 4. And that will be 3 plus 4, which is 7. That will be the answer. Okay. He wanted to find the limit x goes to 0. He gave you a piecewise function. How to check limit x goes to 0? I'll do it from left and from right. Check from right is very easy because it's only substitution. X minus 1, it will be minus 1. Okay, from left, I need to do this function, which is what? Greatest integer of x plus greatest integer of minus x. Let us see what will happen. 0, x goes to 0 from left. So what are the values I will take? 0 from left. So I take, be careful, I take x minus 0.001. Huh? So it is greatest integer of x. Greatest integer of that will be minus 1. But what is minus x? Because I need minus x also. Multiplied by minus, that will be 0.001. So it's greatest integer of minus x. It gets into this, which is 0. So this one, if we distribute the limit, you'll get what? Minus 1 plus 0, which is minus 1. Both are the same. So this limit exists and equal to minus 1. X goes to minus 1 of this one. First, I need limit. X goes to minus 1 of this one. If I substitute, you get what? Not an integer. Look, f of x, x over 3. What is f of minus 1? Minus 1 over 3. Not an integer. So it will be this. It will be greatest integer minus 1 over 3. And that is minus 1. So this one, and 3 is just 3, huh? Just a constant. So you have distribute the limit. You have minus 1 plus 3, it is 2. Now to check from left and right, because when I do minus 1 inside, I'm getting not an integer. Huh? So it's equals to 2. Okay, x goes to 1 over 3 from the right. For this gets integer 3x. Okay. Yeah. Let me continue. Now, x goes to 1 over 3 from right for 3x. Yeah, be careful now. When I say x goes to 1 over 3 from right, what is the value which I will take? 1 over 3 is what? 0.3333. From the right, I can take x 0.3. So it will be 3x. I don't want to go far, huh? 3x, it will be 0.9. For sure, if I take, no, sorry. I need 1 over 3 from right, not from left. Sorry. So I take 1 over 3 is what? 1 over 3, approximately 0.33333. We know this, huh? Okay. So I want x 1 over 3 from right. So take x as what? 0.4. Something to the right of 1 over 3. So 3x will be 1.2. If we take any one more than 0.333 multiplied by 3, it will be 1 point something. So the greatest integer of 3x will be 1. So the answer is 1. Yeah. You can do it this way. As x goes 1 over 3 from right, 3x goes to what? It will be 1 plus something. So what is the greatest integer of 3x? Goes to what? Will go to 1. Will go to 1. Okay. Now do this one. Negative, positive. Oh, so you need to be careful. Yeah. X goes to 1 over 3 from left. So what kind of values it will take? It will take x 0.3. You can take 0.3, 0.31, something like this. Was less than 1 over 3. What will be 6x? It will be 0.3 times 6, 1.8. What will be minus 6x? Minus 1.8. So it will be greatest integer of minus 6x minus 2. And you can think of it this way. As x goes to 1 over 3 from left, 6x goes to what? It will go to 2, still from left. Go to 2 from left, less than 2. It will be something less than 2, like minus 1.8. 2 from left means less than 2. However, I'm talking about this. This is less than 2. However, multiply by minus 6x, it will go to what? Multiply by minus, huh? 2 minus, less than 2, like minus 1.9999. 1.999. Multiply by minus, you get minus 1.999. So that will take minus 2, but from right. So the answer is minus 2 here, huh? The answer is minus 2. Yeah, let me explain this again. If x goes 1 over 3 from right, from left, this goes 1 over 3 from left. Multiply by 6, 1 over 3 from left, less than 1 over 3. Multiply by 6, it will be less than 2. Something less than 2. Okay. Now multiply by minus, it will be, this 2 will be minus 2, but also it will go at the other side because it will be minus 1.8. If you notice, this is minus 2, minus 1.8 will be here. So it will be minus 2, but from right of minus 2, not left. That will change. Multiply by minus, left and right will change. So the answer is minus 2. Yeah. Sometimes you have a function. Actually, this is need continuity, but the idea, since cosine is a continuous function, I can take the limit inside. So, but he linked it with this one. So let us find limit is goes to 3 from left of this function. So this is pi over 2, just the value. Who cares, huh? Since it's outside the greatest integer, oh, no need to worry about it. X goes to 3 from left. So I take x like what? 2.999 something. Multiply by 2, you get what? 5.99 something, huh? Yeah, because 2 times 3 is 6. This is less than 6 a little bit. Add 1, it will be 6.999 something. Or in other words, so by the way, what is the greatest integer? It will be 6. Yeah, if you want to do it with other way, x goes to 3 from left. 2x goes to where? Less than 3. Multiply by 2, it will be 6, but less than 6. Add 1, you get 7 from left. So it's the greatest integer of 2x plus 1. This is less than 7. So it's 6 point something. So the greatest integer will go to 6. This one will go to 6. So that will be cosine. So this one will be cosine. This is pi over 2 as is. And this goes to 6. Do the calculation. That will be cosine 3 pi. I know cosine pi is minus 1. 2 pi just a repetition. So it will be minus 1. That will be my answer. Absolute value of x plus this and this. X goes to minus 1. Okay. So I need to do two things. I need to do the absolute value, and I need to do the greatest integer. So for the absolute value, check left and right. For minus 1 from right. Minus 1 from right will be what? Minus 0.99. That will be negative. Actually, no need to do this, because as I said, if I do x goes to minus 1, the things will be negative here. Will be non-zero. So I can just substitute. If I substitute a negative, it will be, I get rid of the absolute value as minus x. Substitute, you get what? 1. So this goes to 1. This one, limit, goes to minus 1 of this one. Minus x over 2, minus 3 over 4. First, I check the things inside. Is it integer or non-integer? What is f of minus 1? It's half minus minus. It will be half minus 3 over 4, which is minus 1 over 4, which is not an integer. No need now to do right and left. So what will be the limit? As this goes to minus 1 of this one, it will be right away the greatest integer of minus 1 over 4. What's the greatest integer of minus 1 over 4? Minus 1. So this goes to minus 1. So what will be the total? 1 minus 1, which is 0. That will be 0. X goes to 1, greatest integer of x. Let's get integer of minus x. Yeah, since the things that are integer, I need to do left and right. Let me do it from right. 1 plus. So 1 plus, I will take 1.001. If you plug it here, you get 1. 1.001, so that will be minus 1.001. You do the greatest integer, you get minus 2. So the answer is minus 1. Now let us do it from left for the same expression. Now, 1 from left, I will take what? 0.999. Plug it. That will be 0. Minus 0.999, which is minus 1. So the answer is minus 1. Both are the same. So that means limit x goes to 1 of this equal to minus 1. Notice this does not exist as is, and this does not exist. As we said before, the addition of two things does not exist. It doesn't mean when I'm getting does not exist. Okay. X goes to 5. It will be the same idea, but let me do it. Since I'm doing it, it will be integer, so I need to do it from left and right. 5 plus for this one. 5 plus 5.001. Plug it. 5. Minus 5.001, that will be minus 6. So the answer is minus 1. What is the limit? It goes to 5 from left. I plug a number less than 5, 4.99. That will be 4. Minus 4.99, that will be minus 5. The answer is minus 1. So that means the limit This one will be equal to minus 1. X over 3 minus the integer of x. I need minus 1 from left. Minus 1 from left. Be careful. X goes to minus 1 from left. So this is minus 1. Left it, I am here. So I take a value, x equal minus 1 point something. Okay, it's minus 1 point something. Now, what will happen? Grace integer x over 3. It will be minus 1 point something over 3. So it's minus 1 over 3. So it's minus a number less than 1. So it will be x over 3 will be minus 0.3333 something. So if we do the Grace integer, it will be minus 1. Okay, what about Grace integer of x? This is very clear, minus 2. So what will be the answer? The answer will be minus 1 minus minus 2, and that will be minus 1 plus 2, which is 1. 2x, yeah, 2x plus minus x. Okay, as this goes to 2. I need to do it from right and from left. Limit, this is an integer, huh? Goes to 2 from right. 2x. Okay. 2 from right, 2 point something. Times 2, it will be 4 point something. So that will be 4. Minus 2 point something. So that will be minus 3. So the answer is 1 here. What about it goes to 2 from left for the same function? Less than 2, 1.99 times 2 to give you 3.99 something. So that will be 3. Minus 1.999, this will be minus 1.99, that will be minus 2. So the answer is 1. Both are the same. So that means limit is goes to 2 of this will be equal to 1. Will be equal to 1. Yeah. I don't want to have a long video. Yeah, we have 2 more. Yeah, we have the difficult ones for the Grace integer. Yeah, this one I don't think it's difficult. Okay, let us do this one. See what will happen. Yeah, x goes to 0 from left for the same expression. So my 0 from left. If you do 0 from left, x goes to 0 from left. What will happen? X minus 1. We subtract minus 1. So that will be minus 1 from left. Minus 1 from left. What will be the Grace integer of x minus 1? That will go to where? Minus 1 from left. Huh? This is minus 1. This is minus 1 from left. So I'm minus 1.00 something. So that will go to what? To minus 2. That will go to minus 2. Okay. Now, x goes to 0 from right. So it will happen x minus 1. I'm talking about 0.001. Subtract 1, you get minus 1, but from right. So I am here. So I'm taking minus 0.9999. So it will be the Grace integer. Goes to what? Minus 1. That goes to minus 1. Okay. So now let's apply to this one. Limit x goes to 0 from left over x minus 1. If we do this, the Grace integer, just substitute. Since I'm doing it from left, we agree this goes to minus 2. Substitute the 0 there, you get minus 1. That will be 2. That will be A. B, limit is goes to 0 from right for the same thing. From right, I'm getting minus 1. 0 minus 1, that will be minus 1, that will be 1. And that will be B. So CA, CA minus B will be 2C minus 1. And that will be the answer. Yeah. Okay. X goes to 1 from left. X goes to 1 from left. It means X is 0.9999 something. Okay. What will be the greatest integer of X? It will be 0. It will go to 0. What will be X minus 1? X minus 1, 0.999 minus 1, it will be minus 0.001. So the numerator is 0 and the denominator is going to 0, but it will not reach 0. But the numerator, it will reach 0. If you put any value, X goes to 1 from left. If you put 9999, anything, the greatest integer will be 0. So that will reach 0, but this one will not reach 0. Because X is not 1. X approaching 1 from left. It's 0.999 something. So this one reached 0. This one will not reach 0. So the answer is 0. The same thing here. The same idea. X plus 1 from right. X goes to 0 from left, actually. 0 from left means I will take X minus 0.001. When I do X plus 1, it will be what? It will be minus 0.9999. No, plus. Sorry. Plus 0.99 because I add 1 to it. Plus. So what will be the greatest integer of X plus 1? It will go to 0, regardless of what you choose. Take any value less than 0, little bit less than 0, for sure the greatest integer X plus 1 will be 0. But the absolute value of X will be 0.001. So this will not reach 0, but this one will go to 0 exactly. So the answer is 0. Yeah. Yeah, we have these 3 questions. Yeah, I think I will leave it for the next video. I don't like to have a long video. I think this one will be a little bit long. So let me stop here. And then I will do the rest, inshallah, the next video with the squeeze theorem. Let me stop the recording. Yeah, it's more than 1 hour. I will stop the recording. Thank you.